This is the American Rebellion. My name's Jerry. How y'all doing? Uh, um, I'm here tonight with Matty K. We have no idea where Nick is. Probably his duties as we do have Jimmy Collins first in the box.
I'm here.
Oh, never mind. Nick's back from his sojourn to Oz. We'll have to get to him in a minute after he so rudely interrupted me. We got Dave Rougeau. How you doing, Dave? Sorry to hear about what happened there. Jeff Byer is here. Jolie. Nick, you the words of comfort last night, Jerry. It really means a lot. No problem. Just totaled. We here at the American Rebellion do not condone such things from hurricanes, that's for sure. Oh, and some advice. If you can't breathe, stop doing fentanyl. That usually helps. Matt, how you doing? In here, George Floyd was about to overdose on fentanyl. That's how much he had in him.
Oh yeah, they already said that a while ago.
Yeah,
Doesn't make any difference.
Well, it should. Kid in Wisconsin's facing first-degree murder charges for defending himself. I don't know. Let's hear some good news.
That
Oh,
survived the storm. I'm sad to hear Dave Rougeau apparently got some devastating storm damage. I didn't know that. There's a lot of people that did. Luckily, I just had a little roof damage, some shingles blown off, a couple of little dead baby squirrels in the backyard, and some broken limb. But that's about it.
Well, baby squirrel lives matter.
Your dad, when he had to go to some place or whatever, right? Okay. And then we get shit on again today with raining all day long.
It's hot as a bitch here. Truly.
Oh, it's not cool by far, but at least we have electricity.
Yeah. You got a cable or satellite where you live?
Okay.
Because we were
was flaky at best.
yeah,
Oh,
we were missing you yesterday. Of course, we did make fun of you, so I don't know if that's really all that altruistic.
sure you did.
But
we were missing who yesterday?
yeah, there you go. There you go. Shut the fuck up, Matt. Give away all our secrets.
The funny thing is here in Eunice, funny thing, you know, half of Eunice lost cable service. The other half did. You racist. Yeah. See?
You're a bad person. There's no doubt.
Every race in the world.
Jimmy
Well,
Collins.
also heard big news that Jacob Floyd isn't handcuffed to his hospital bed anymore. They took the handcuffs off him. Maybe they could shoot him down again after he tries to escape.
Yeah, apparently his lawyer says that he no longer has to be embarrassed by being guarded and having handcuffs. Um, Unlike his sexual assault victims and domestic violence victims who suffered emotional damage. Let's make sure that old Jacob is doing okay. God, I would give anything for him to listen to this show just one fucking time.
We could petition the court.
Yeah, that could be like part of his punishment. U.S. Marshals just found 39 children in Georgia victim of sexual abduction, and MSM is coldly quiet. I read that yesterday. Another fine and depressing story on the state of our country. All I know is at some point this has to stop. It's too much. It's too much.
And it takes a
Well, did you see the,
7-year-old kid to blast 3 motherfuckers who were after him.
Yeah.
Started the shit. Now they got this kid for 2 murder charges and 1 attempted murder.
Yeah, and frankly, I'm sad that he missed on the third one. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is what it's coming to. These politicians. And the sad part is in most of these cities, they don't need the National Guard. They just need to let the cops do what the cops do. And unfortunately,
well, did you see that? It was that black representative or something coming that got harassed coming out of the RNC, like Rand Paul did.
Tim Scott?
And he wants to call for investigations, and they'll have to do it because he's black and he got harassed.
yeah.
Scott.
No, I got called the House N-word. They actually called it. I think he's running for office for the House somewhere. Yeah, hold on. Oh no, this guy is a Democrat. He's that Democrat from Georgia who backed Trump.
Yeah, I saw that. What the fuck's he doing with the RNC?
Yeah, but he backed Trump. He said Trump is doing a good
fed
job.
up with the Democrat.
And then he was going to quit, but then a day later he said, fuck this, I'm not quitting. I'm a fight. So he got to talk at the RNC. See, people like that, and I don't done in this country, no doubt. You know, when they look at something that somebody else is doing and you're able to say something good about it, or at least most of it, I'm sure he doesn't agree with everything Trump is doing. You know, but him and Rand Paul came out of there and a bunch of other people.
I can't believe those cops didn't even have fucking billy clubs or anything, though. I mean, it was like fucking half a dozen cops. It looked like there's at least 100 fucking people rushing up on them. It made no sense to me. I guess they're probably not allowed, obviously.
Deborah Cole's with us, just got back from Dallas and she's tired. Yeah, if I went to Dallas, I'd be tired too. Too much city. I don't know. I just the whole people out there that just falling for this shit hook, line, and sinker. I swear to God. Dan Bongino and wife got harassed too. I didn't hear that, but I'm a day behind on a show. I usually watch the day before a show in the morning.
No, I would tread light, brushing up on him, ex-fucking Secret Service agent, and he's a pretty big dude. I ain't gonna fucking mess with that motherfucker.
Yeah, he's in shape. There's no doubt. He could take all three of us at once. Yeah.
He kept his cool. But this dude on a bicycle, white, and his wife got video of it. Dan said, video this motherfucker. Basically. And she got a picture of him, and he said, this guy's going to get his 15 minutes of fame. Well, it went on for like 30 minutes that they followed Dan and his wife back to their hotel. Was at his posse behind. You know, they attacked like a pack of wolves.
Yeah.
So one of them finally said something, the guy on the bike finally said he wanted to fight with Dan. And Dan said, here I am.
Yeah.
I never got off the fight. He said, here's where I'm staying. But they called his wife a bitch ass and all kind of stupid shit. You know, they called him Cuban or something.
He's like Italian.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah. No.
It doesn't matter. They're fucking conservatives. Your color doesn't matter. Even though they scream to the rafters about people of color, it's like they're play it back to them. You know what I mean?
I like Bongino. He's a little hyperbolic, to tell you the truth, but he's actually well informed, and he looks shit up before he opens his mouth.
He's found a niche, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on. You know, he's making money. You know what I mean?
He's part owner of that.
Yeah, he had
What's that, Nick?
then the fact checkers
Yeah.
said it just was false. And it was straight up what was said.
Yeah.
Biden said it.
About raising
He
taxes.
said, how was it false? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the problem is you can ask them that question once they do it, but you never get an answer. It's like getting kicked off. You know, you never get, or you want to like somebody else to look at the post, and chances are no one else is going to look at the post, and you're going to be gone. You know. Listen, if I had the money, we'd have a show like Dan Bongino's, all professional. We would have, our own website like he did. We'd have all kinds
And never
of shit.
mind permits too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not to mention the fact that most of the will take 2 or 3 of them at a time, be my guess.
Well, half of them are all fucking talk.
Yeah.
Unless nobody stands up to them, and if they get a retreating response, then they go farther. But if you pull their bluff up right at the beginning, they don't do shit.
Nope.
Well,
Like,
that's his whole point. Because he said, you know where I'm at? I'm right here. And the guy just kept on riding his bike. Nobody could approach him. Because he'd have beat their ass.
Yeah.
He said,
Should have fucking clocked them anyways.
He said, they're a bunch of pussies. That's all they are. If you confront them, they back down.
well, maybe with
But they'll attack you in a game.
yeah. Well, they try to separate you from the pack and then, devour. Maybe this will be the thing that gets his wife on microphone, Nick. I'd love to hear what she's got to say.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just like the mountain lion, the big cat. Anything they see running away, they fucking attack.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it goes.
Yeah. Well, it's like Nick, last night we were talking about this kid in Wisconsin and how he probably didn't have any, neither one of us believe he had any business being there in the first place. Too young, not enough discipline, that kind of shit. Carrying a gun. I don't think either. I know I wasn't against what he did. I don't think he had a choice, because what would have happened is they would have stole that gun, and God knows what would have happened, and beat the fuck out of him. But maybe what was going through his mother's head.
Yeah, that's a very good question. I thought about that myself. Why was he there?
Yeah.
Unless he's sick and tired of this shit.
Well, yeah.
Something has to happen. Somebody's got to take a stand here. And if a 17-year-old kid has to do it instead of fucking grown-ups, there's a problem.
That's the problem, though. I mean, that's his mother should have, somebody in that militia who was in charge should have said no. There should have been all kinds of people telling him no. 17 is too fucking young for that shit. Why do you think they don't let 17-year-olds into the fucking military? But now
they can if they're invincible.
They are very much going to try to railroad this kid. Now, apparently, he's got some very good lawyers, so that's going to help him out a lot.
Oh, he's got Lynn Woods, the Nicholas Sandman lawyer.
Right. Which is good. He stood up and took action.
Really? I wouldn't think the same lawyer would be handling a criminal case. He's versatile, I guess. I don't know.
No, he handles any kind of case because he knows it was wrongful, detention of the kid because he was in self-defense at that point. They were coming at him, beating his ass, coming with a gun.
All right, so
yeah, but Jerry, you're right. Maybe he should have been in boot camp instead of that fucking riot. Is where he should have been.
Jimmy Collins says
now he won't be able to get in, even if he wanted to.
No. Jimmy Collins says he stood up and took action when no one else would. And Jeff Vyers says, so 17-year-old protesters are okay. Deborah says they were answering a plea from the people of the town. All right, listen. First of all, he didn't stand up and take action. He was running away for his fucking life because he got separated from his bunch, which shouldn't have happened. And people should have at least been looking out for him, if nothing else. And because of his lack of experience in anything at all like this, carrying a weapon, probably feeling like he's 20 foot fucking tall at the same time, as most of us did at 17 with a weapon, okay? That's not standing up. All right? That's him feeling like a tough guy because he's hanging out with adults. 17-year-old.
Correct. That wasn't his town either.
No.
He drove there from some fucking place else.
Yeah. And 17-year-old protesters, no, their parents should have them home too. But unfortunately, that's who's out there. And that really has nothing to do with this. This kid, had he been made to stay home, okay, or whatever, would not have had to. He is now facing two first-degree murder charges and an attempted murder charge because the adults in the crowd thought he was old enough to deal with this. And they were wrong. It's that damn simple. That is why I don't have any use for these fucking militias. Somebody in that militia should have said, just because you dress up in camo and carry an AR-15 does not mean you have the experience, the training, or the just in general common sense to carry one into a fucking riot. That's why when 17, 18-year-olds go into the military, they go through boot camp, they go through a schooling, they go to their unit and constantly train. Okay. Training out in the woods every other weekend or every Saturday or some whatever, camping out with your buddies and watching all the adults tell stories and drink fucking beer is not training. I don't care what they were protecting. In the end, I don't know how anyone can argue about this. This kid's face in jail, but right now he was 2 and attempted murder, probably from a state's attorney that is a liberal leftist who wants to prove that they're going to put white supremacists in prison and let the scumbags in the street do whatever they want. 17-year-olds, if you got 17, you're a kid, do what you want, but this is what happens. This wasn't a 35-year-old. This wasn't a 40-year-old. This was a 17-year-old. There ain't a 17-year-old on this fucking planet, I don't care how mature you think your 17-year-old is ready for that. Listen, believe it or not, Jeff, I do have experience in training in crowd control and stuff like that. I do. We trained for it in D.C. with bayonets on the end of our rifles right out in the middle of the streets of D.C. every year. And you want to know what else I have experience at? Not joining a fucking militia thinking I'm going to be a cool bastard dressed in camouflage carrying a fucking rifle, but staying the fuck where I belong, and that's at home, taking care of my family. Not somebody else's business. That's for the people of that city to do. These goddamn Facebook hero militants want to go out there and fuck around and act like they're all big and fucking bad when in reality they're a bunch of fat old civilians and apparently 17-year-old kids. And for his mother to bring him...
And also, Jerry, the military drills the drills from day one of you're going to take orders and do exactly what you're told.
Yep.
So I don't know how this kid got into this shit, or if anybody they told him not to fucking get into shit. Obviously, he didn't obey fucking direct order. I don't believe anybody ordered him to go shoot them fuckers, or it's a shit show.
Here's what I know. First of all, that kid should have never been left alone. There should have been somebody with him at all times. 2, he should have never been separated from the pack. Okay? And 3, he should have never been put in a position where he had to shoot 3 people. Plain and fucking simple. And you know whose fault this is? The one who brought him. And that's his fucking mother. And she could scream to the rafters about all this unfair bullshit she wants. And she's a grown woman. If she wants to go there, that's her business. But you don't involve a minor in this bullshit when, the kid proved it. These people are not afraid of weapons. They think they're all in call of fucking duty where they're going to get shot and get the fuck back up and go play some more. They're too stupid to be afraid of weapons. It was dumb. Now everybody can have their
And the
own
same goes
opinion.
for the other side. How many are minors?
Yeah.
Carrying guns.
Yeah.
Getting busted there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's illegal too.
Yeah.
That's illegal too. Yeah, they should be arrested.
Yep. Their parents should be arrested.
Like Dan Bongino said, when they were leaving their hotel the next morning, the same bastards that were protesting the night before were leaving the hotel with him. Who the fuck paid for those rooms?
Yeah, Max, we had fixed bayonets for crowd control. This is back in the 80s. We're not the pussy times we live in now. Back then, you had fixed bayonets. And we were standing in the streets of Deaton, and this is not during a riot, just training. Okay? And we had a platoon of guys that would throw shit at us, fuck with us, any way they could think of, and they enjoyed the hell out of that day, believe me. It was usually the silent drill team that did that, the fuckers. Okay? They would run around, punch at you, hit at you, and you were out there in flak jackets, full 782 gear, which is web gear, and some, depending on what service you're in, 782 gear. M16 rifle. And officers carried M16s with 45 to their side. Okay, and we'd spend an entire week doing that shit. Just because you can own a gun does not mean you should be put in a position of what is basically a war in the streets with very little training. Very little. These fucking militant guys on Facebook all walk around like they're the baddest thing since sliced fucking bread. But in the end, all they want to do is argue with each other who's in charge, and this one's doing this one wrong, the right, that's doing that wrong. But hey, let's let a 17-year-old get involved in this bullshit. It's his fucking life. All the rest of them militant guys are going to go back and scream and rant and the other, and this kid shit was defending himself for the Second Amendment right, and all them fucking big, let's pound my goddamn chest words and scream them to the rafters, while this kid sits in fucking jail or at his house with his mommy who drove him there, worried about the rest of his fucking life. And why? Because he was forced into a position where he had no other choice. There are people out there making this kid out to be a hero. I'll guarantee you, this kid was scared shitless and did the only thing he knew how to do. Every day I think about this, it pisses me off more. These fucking militants are useless. The ones maybe that, here's what I do know. No 17-year-old should be put in this position and then left alone to guard a store. Why? Because he has an AR-15. Everybody's be terrified. Mobs aren't terrified of frozen water bomb and knocking them out. You think they're going to be afraid of some kid who looked like a moon pie face? Please.
The perfect storm for a catastrophe. A 17-year-old have to be a fucking hero martyr
Nope.
and sit in jail for the rest of his fucking life.
Yeah, because
That's that is the worst fucking case scenario right there. I mean, what the fuck? I hope his mother bears the weight of this on her.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't wish that he is sentenced to, anything, but
No, I think
this falls on her fucking shoulders.
I think there's a 50-50 chance the charges are dropped. Okay, I do. But it's going to take a long time. Now, I don't know if this kid was going to college or what he was going to end up doing, but his whole entire life is on hold until this is over one way or the other. And if he does get charged, let's say he gets lesser charges. Okay? Because we still don't know exactly what all the facts are. Keep that in mind. We know what we saw on video, which, as we could tell on recent videos, is not the whole story. Okay, by a long shot. However, this kid's whole life is on hold, and there's a whether it's first degree murder, who knows? If he goes to jail city, they bring it down to manslaughter. They proved their case in court. They get a liberal enough jury. They're going to put him in jail for 7 to 10 years. Oh, because his mom thought that was a good idea, and the rest of the fucking morons in his so-called milita did too. And at that moment in time when he shot them, he did not have any other choice. What led up to that? I don't fucking know. Was anybody else there? I'm tired of people looking at a video and either turning the person into a fucking hero, or everybody turns somebody in a video into a fucking hero, okay? And then they got the good guy, the bad guy. The good guy is a hero. The bad guy is automatically a fucking villain and needs to go to prison the rest of his fucking life. That kid should not have been there.
Now, I don't know how this is going to shake out. At the very least, I don't know if a minor can be carrying a weapon in public or not legally. That might be a felony by itself. I have no idea.
Could be. I don't know. It depends on the laws of that state. Wisconsin. A lot of people,
The laws of that state say a minor cannot carry it's kind of tricky, the wording. It's a long gun. And a sharp gun. It's illegal.
Most you carry a certain length, and we don't have. This all depends on. Imagine being this kid, 17 years old, where all these people built him up to be something. Okay, on one side, the other side's building him up to be something else. He's probably scared shitless. Luckily, he has an emergency situation to shoot 3 guys even at that distance. That's pretty good. I gotta admit, man. That is pretty good.
Yeah. He didn't hit another soul.
Nope.
He's like, I mean,
Yeah, and one of them pulled a gun on him, too.
yeah, the guy chasing him.
When he blew his arm off.
Yeah, that dude actually shot first. There's other video.
Okay.
Certain
All right.
This guy was shooting first.
And the kid came out and got
The
shot.
kid was running away.
Yeah, they saved his arm, but he came back and later killed him. So
Yeah, that dude. But then you know what? They were all screaming, "Oh, the cop! Oh,
Yeah.
the cop!"
yep.
Motherfuckers, you said defund the cop.
Kid should have said, hey, if they take your arm off, can I, get it taxidermy and put it up on my wall?
Right. Exactly.
What was
Trophy on.
what was that Paul Newman movie where he was a logger and his father got his arm? Father died from having his arm ripped off. He took the arm and shoved it on top of a boat as he was bringing the logs down the river. That was fucking cool. I heard they saved his arm yesterday. I don't know.
That rings no bells. I don't think I know what that fucking movie is at all. Paul Newman was a fucking lumberjack?
Paul Newman,
Never
Henry
heard anything like
Henry Fonda was in it. What the hell was her name? There was some famous people in it actually. Early 70s or something. But
Well, it sounds like a flop in the first place, but
I don't know. It's a pretty good movie. It's about these loggers, and they were independents, and they were on the entire community is a logging community, so everybody was on strike. But they made a deal, and they were gonna, live up to the deal to deliver these logs, and in the end, his brother died from being caught under a tree in water, and his father died from having his arm ripped off logging. And Paul Newman took the arm and formed the fingers into a fuck you, and put it on top of the boat he was piloting with the logs, so that the people of the town could say fuck you. You could see people on the extras on the side. They were watching them, they were the townspeople kind of deal, and they were laughing.
damn, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
You remember what it was called?
No, I'll look it up.
I bet I can find out. Go ask my dad. I bet he knows.
I'll look it up.
You could look up Paul Newman's movieography.
Yeah.
Tell you every movie he's made.
Yeah. By the way, he's dead now. So it had to be from the late 60s, I would think. I don't remember the name of it. I only seen it once. It's not on TV all the time or anything like that. Let's see.
Steve made more money than Paul Newman in the Raging Inferno. Because Steve McQueen was,
Trying to. It's got to be up further. Tom Hombre, Cool Hand Luke.
now Paul Newman has made some flops, as well, couple. That fucking Brubaker movie was fucking god awful. There's another one that was fucking pretty rank.
Time ran out. I'm way out of this. Hold on. Harry and Son, The Verdict, Fort Apache, Quintet, Slapshot, Buffalo Bill and the Indians, The Drowning Pool.
Oh yeah, Fort Apache was pretty rancid.
Okay, that's not it.
Did you know that he never ate any of the fucking eggs in Cool Hand Luke?
Really?
No, they were all jump cuts. He spit them all out because he can't. Well, he couldn't eat 50 anyways, but he doesn't eat them. So,
Yeah. Okay.
you also know George Kennedy won the Best Supporting actor Oscar.
Any comments come up with it yet? Here we go. It's called Sometimes a Great Notion. Sometimes a Great Notion. Had Paul Newman, Henry Fonda, Lee Remick, Michael Sarrazin, Richard Jekyll.
Never heard of it.
Let's see. Cutting and shipping logs, Oregon. Town is furious when they continue working despite the town going broke and other loggers go on strike, ordering the stampers trees. Hank's wife wishes he would stop and hopes they can spend more time together. When Hank's half trouble making brother Leland come.
Gary Phelps.
Oh no, it was a good flick. That's why I brought it up. You're welcome. And looked it up for you. Now you can look for the movie. Sometimes a Great Notion. See, Eric Driver's here.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, you don't have to think so, man. It's okay. You're wrong, but then nobody cares. As I see it, defense is he was feared for his life. So self-defense, I don't know anything about this. Not seen the video. He was definitely, his life was in danger. You know, when you talk about what he's charged with, it has nothing to do whether he should have been there or not, although that'll probably come up. But it does have something to do with the fact of exactly what happened in that street and what led up to it. Nobody really knows what led up to it. Okay. But I can give some advice to these people. If you're going to carry an AR-15 to a riot, don't do an interview 10 minutes before something bad happens. Because the last guy did that, got fucking killed attacking somebody in a car. So, yeah. Very, my grandfather had his arm severed just above the bicep, and they sewed it back on. That was the late 60s. Woman doctor did it. He took it to the hospital himself as he was alone. Yep. My dad got his arm caught in that forklift when I was a little kid. The whole muscle popped out of his fucking arm. Remember that day. Back in the 60s, you know, they still weren't as good as reattaching shit as they are now. Anita's with us. Max
Yeah,
is
well,
with
I
us.
don't care how good they are. The dude's arm ain't gonna work like normal ever again.
No, there was too much of it that was not there. You know, this is the shit that happens. The problem with a lot of this shit is on both sides is that everybody goes for the excitement. They can't wait to go. They can't wait to see the riots. They can't wait to see the looting. They can't wait to see somebody get their fucking shit kicked out. Yell against it or yell for it. They don't care. Okay? It's like when we used to have the rallies and shit. Is Antifa coming? Is Antifa here yet? Is Antifa here yet? Let's go fight Antifa. It's not why you're supposed to be going to protest. You know? And the Black Lives Matter bullshit, as far as I'm concerned, should be over because they've lost any message they may have wanted to have, they've lost. And all they're doing now is trying to piss off everybody, mostly white people. These people are paid to entertain us, fucking entertain us.
Yeah.
Idiots.
Now they're gonna have to change their name to Black Lives Only now. That's basically.
Now they're trying to tell everybody it's racist to say all lives matter. Well, I see commercials on fucking TV now. How can all lives matter if black lives don't matter? I personally, in my life, have never said black lives. I don't remember ever saying black lives don't matter.
But it's got to be, it's the repetitiveness of people hearing that Black Lives Matter, that makes people think, oh, damn, they didn't matter before? And they start believing that shit. Black lives didn't matter before. I mean, like, it's fucking insane.
Well, here's my problem. It's not that it Black lives don't matter. I don't care if you're a criminal or not. My problem is every single thing that
No, I said insane.
yeah,
Didn't matter before they started the shit.
Every single thing that this thing has been started on and continued with is a lie. It's not true. People's entire lives have been ruined because of some thug who won't do what he's told. People who had nothing to do with this thug being put in a hospital or killed. I can't breathe is all bullshit. You don't want this shit to happen? Chances are
you
you don't
gotta
fight
ask
with the
people.
cops, it won't.
Now, ask people now. Do you really believe in this day and age that cop would have? He's got it in the back of his mind. I capped this fucker, or my life is.
Yeah.
You think he thought he had any other choice? If he thought he did, he wouldn't have fucking shot him.
Why would a cop let this guy, after fighting with him, tasing him twice, get back in the car to possibly pull out a gun and shoot the cop? I saw a video the other day. These two cops had this guy out on the side of the road. He failed on one leg, the DUI test. They went to put him in handcuffs. He started fighting with them. The two of them couldn't handle him. The guy ran back to the off, and as he took off, shot out the back window of his own car. Okay, why in the fuck would any cop want that to happen? Oh, I thought that was a joke, Tiffany. Did they say why he's losing blood? She sent me a.
That's not good.
No, she worded it differently.
Who's losing blood?
Tiffany Sullivan's husband, and apparently a lot of it. She sent me a message on Messenger. I'm not going to say what it said, but it was worded differently. I thought it was a joke. I'm very sorry to hear this. I am. I have nothing but good thoughts for you and your family.
Fuck happened to him?
I don't know if I should say it over the air, but she can if she wants. I don't know why.
So you can tell me later.
I don't know why that's happening in that particular way, but he is. No, 15's water bottles. Why did the? No, that's true. I've heard that where the cops are okay. You know, they were making these kids they hate. That's because they're not peaceful. It's very simple. But nevertheless. No, I wouldn't joke about this. He also has pain behind his ass. The blood is coming out of his backside. If you know what I mean. So he's got blood coming out of his butt. So,
I didn't catch it all, but it sounds to be serious.
yeah, yeah. I'll reread it. No, I wouldn't joke about this. He has a pain behind his, prostate, whatever you want to call it. The blood is coming out of his ass, if you all know what I mean, or backside, if you all know what I mean. Dang, or it just started happening.
Wow.
So, I don't know.
Like a bowel rupture or something?
I don't know.
No,
No, the pain is behind his sack, so it's behind his ball sack.
This oh, I don't know. That's strange. I don't know if I've heard any symptoms like that.
I don't know. Oh,
You mean on his taint?
I've never
Yes.
heard of that either.
Yes, I don't know. Well, have they got the bleeding stopped yet? It sounds like surgery is going to be involved somehow. Are you in Fort? What is it? Are you in Fort Smith
Now,
now?
how old is this guy? This seems sort of
30s?
abnormal for. He ain't that old. That's kind of strange thing. I don't know.
I don't know. I think he's a truck driver, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if he's working. He was in the oil fields. I don't know if he's driving a truck for them.
Gigantic hemorrhoid?
Says lost over a cup of blood all at once. Was Betty Crocker there to measure it? I don't know. What's the story with that? Oh, she's making the drive to Fort Smith.
No.
Okay, well then stop texting and pay attention to the road. We don't need you in a hospital too.
Yeah. A teaspoon of blood looks like a gallon, if you think about it.
Yeah, well, especially if it's yours. Did you hear that kid scream when he got shot in the arm? That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Was hitting the ground.
Well,
I'm
Larry
surprised
Burns
he wasn't crying for his mama.
said Tiffany Sullivan, my son is driving. Okay, all right, good. Hello, Tiffany Sullivan's son. How are you? Sorry to hear about your dad. Larry Burns is here. How you doing, Larry?
How was Gracie? Oh, wait a minute. That was George Burns.
Aren't you like 100, Larry? And guess who said he was holding a cell phone? Who said that? I think it's pretty well reported that he had a gun. I don't know.
Don't give a fuck what he had. It's irrelevant.
You know, here's the deal. It's not okay to.
That's like you get this.
Go ahead, Nick.
Get this Jake Tapper bastard. With all the black men and women that were at the RNC convention last night, and this bastard straight up called them all liars.
Oh, Jake Tapper from CNN, you mean? Jake's a
Yeah, that
Jake's a piece of work. Yeah, Jake's a piece of work. He is. Still, where the shots were fired, all the people that were standing around with their cell phones filming everything, all scattered fast like cockroaches when the lights go on from Eric Driver. Yeah, that's exactly what always happens. Big brave souls they are. Yep. We are normal, everyday Americans trying to figure out what mob men when they think they're not going to get killed by the police and disobey them anyway. Because we don't do that shit. And we want answers for why people do this shit, but there are none. There's no answers to this shit. There's just morons who do this shit and think they're going to get away with it because of the color of their skin. This moron tased twice, fought with the police for a few minutes, and then thought he was going to get in his car and go drive and go about his day. That's what he thought. Or he was going to pull something out and attack a cop. Now, he's been made into a national fucking hero. You cannot figure out an answer to everything, anything, when everything is backwards. Okay. Every single thing that we learned that was right and wrong is backwards now. We can sit here and talk about this until the cows come home and why so many of them are doing it. There are reasons. They're not taught well at home. They're not taught well in school. They're not taught well anywhere. They're not brought up correctly. They're not brought up at all. They run the streets. They do this. Parents have no control. Parents let their kids just run wild. Parents let televisions and video games babysit their kids. There's all kinds of answers. But in the end, yeah.
Oh yeah, the whole thing is lack of discipline, lack of respect for authority that they've never had their whole fucking lives. Basically, if they did, they would realize they had no business doing this shit. And
People that are brought up well don't do this shit. They don't fight with cops. They're not out in the street throwing shit, looting and stealing. And then the thought process behind it's okay because it's reparations, or these people have to eat and have clothes and shit that comes out of people's mouth. We're not going to understand this because it's wrong. But because of what we're seeing on TV every day, and the people like Nick just said, Jake Tapper, Don Lemon, quite a few others, are making this okay. Our sports stars who used to entertain
Brian
us,
Stelter, Wolf Blitzer,
these sports stars who everybody used to look up to because they could play a game and they were good at it, and they brought championships, or they brought excitement into our lives, or at the very least we would go watch them either on TV or in person and forget about our own life for a little while, have apparently lost their fucking minds. The NBA, these professional sports leagues, the college, all this, the inmates have taken over the asylum. The players are in charge.
I think we really give a shit.
Yeah. That's the main thing.
Heal. Sit. Do what you have to do. I wasn't going to watch your ass anyway.
That's exactly right. I'm very interested.
Oh, geez. I saw this. The WNBA, the women's,
The one
they all had the The first one had a J, the second one had an A on their T-shirt. You know, they're going to spell out his name coming down the steps. But they fucked up and misspelled his last name, of course. And they, weren't in the right order. And then on the backside, they had red dots for like the 7 bullet holes that he gets shot with. Like, who the fuck tells you to do this shit? Where's the team owner? What the fuck are you doing here?
The team owners at this point, because they have never disciplined these teams the way they should have been, the leagues have allowed way too much bullshit to go on with these fucking players, mostly black, causing all kinds of fucking problems on and off the field, and have never disciplined these players for this, okay, are now hostage to these bullshit, because if they say no, you're going to go stand for the anthem, their team don't come out of the locker room. And that's a lot of money you're losing. Not to mention all the money you paid for that team and continue to pay for that team. That team, the league itself, will turn against you. Brian Urlacher, who used to be he's a Hall of Fame linebacker for the Bears. Obviously, he doesn't play anymore, but came out and says, why are we defending a guy who's charged with a sexual assault and wouldn't listen to the cops? Why are we defending that? He is a white guy. I don't know if he still is. He used to be married to a black woman.
He's going to be canceled, obviously.
Yeah, the Chicago Bears immediately came out with a statement saying, we in no way, shape, or form condone or agree with anything Brian. He's not speaking for the Chicago Bears. Really?
Did he ever say he was speaking for the Chicago?
No. But now everybody's trying to cancel him. And I don't think Brian cares. He's in the Hall of Fame, and he made quite a bit of money when he was playing. And I guess he continues to. Okay.
No, they could erase him out of the Hall of Fame. That wouldn't surprise me.
Well, they'd have to start with O.J. Simpson and place people like they're not going to get into that can of worms. Here's what I know. If you have an opinion that differs from the rest of the mob, and you are somebody, we can have any opinion we want. Why? Because we're nobody. If one of us were famous and we're caught on this show talking like this, like you see everybody here, you would be
Like
Twitter
me?
famous, that's for sure. Well, everybody but Matt. Matt is famous. Yeah. Don Levin says Michelle Obama was prettier than Melania Trump, but since he's gay and finds men attractive, it is what it is. Don Lemon is basically to the fucking devil, that's for sure. Corrupted. Everything is completely corrupted. We have one entity in this country that's supposed to keep
Well, that's another part of it too, Jerry. That they think, believe the same way. Just don't say nothing because they don't want to fucking crash their lives.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot more people that don't believe in this bullshit than do.
The problem is a lot of people can't say anything because they're worse. They could get beat up. Every day, even on Facebook, Twitter, you see people every day, their family won't talk to them because they support Trump or they're a Republican or they've left the Democratic Party for the Republican Party. Something. Every day. And these are just regular people who are nobody. Where they have family members that literally will not talk to them. If my wife's friends for years and years and years, and Paige, she can't discuss politics. And she says she doesn't even like going on there because of the lies and the bullshit. She actually told me today, and coming from my wife, this is kind of funny, but she didn't post something on Facebook because it would have got her kicked off. This is spread. Yeah, this is spread.
I think I'm on a ban on Facebook. Commenting ban right now, I believe. I think I read something about it yesterday. That your comment was blah 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 and everything. With a dude grew up in my hood, Pecan, little fucker. That's why we call him Pecan, like a little nut. And he is deathly against Trump. I mean, you would consider him a far leftist. And we exchanged a few comments, and somebody was defending him or something. And I said, something like, what if I had to save you? Would I save you being a liberal and you're a conservative? And I said, unless you're going to give me a mouth to dick resuscitation, forget it.
Well, and you got kicked out for that. Huh? That's, yeah.
I can't understand why.
Well, Nick's got one of them friends too. I mean, he sends me shit all the time. Where
yeah,
it's like
that's
the
what I
fuck.
was gonna say.
You guy's fucking insane. All right, literally just off the deep end. Not like you read where like this one put this one down really good and you watch it and it really wasn't much. I mean, this guy's really off the fucking deep end.
And he's black.
Yeah.
And I mean, pure racist.
Yeah.
Pure racist.
Yeah. You know, it's insane what these people are doing, man. It's insane. I mean, I'm looking at this shit. It's like,
No matter what I say, he trolls me. He trolls me big time. And he always has some kind of stupid ass comment that makes no sense. And he's the only one in the whole chain that believes what he believes. Because all of my other friends just trash his ass and say, dude, you're just fucking stupid. But he tries to legitimize what he's trying to say. And he does a bad job.
for those of you who really want to see insanity and do not currently have an account on Twitter, go on Twitter. You will see insanity. You will see pedophile groups that don't get kicked off. There's the whole gender fucking association. There's the people like Bette Midler and Barbara Streisand and Jim Gaffigan, who is a comedian who is completely out of his fucking mind. And they all, like the other day, Bette Midler came out and said, "Oh God, she still can't speak English."
Yeah, that, I won't say the word, but that, the 4-letter word woman that starts with a C, she needs to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Kathy Griffin is still at it. Wow. And they're turning on her from MSNBC. She is out of her fucking mind. AOC's leads.
It's another broad, that black broad that's works for ESPN or something, that Jamel Hill or something.
Oh, she's terrible.
Says all kinds of bullshit. They won't fire her ass.
Well, no, she's not on ESPN anymore. They did fire her. She has her own fucking podcast now. That's what they do. Okay, they get fired from their main job. They go do a podcast and apparently make money that way somehow. Okay, how the fuck that happens, I've never been able to figure out because we've made $20 in 10 years. But nevertheless, Jamel Hill, she was one of the worst ones on ESPN. Everything with her was politics. ESPN got a new CEO or president or whatever it is, and he is turning ESPN away from the politics, and they didn't like it. And she went a bit too far on a few tweets, so they got rid of her. And it's good to see, but then what happens? Somebody replaces him. I mean, I cannot watch ESPN. I haven't watched ESPN, but I bet it's 20 years. I can't stand Stephen A. Smith. And I stopped watching CNN when Stuart Scott was on there because he was a 45-year-old guy trying to sound like some punk-ass kid off the street with his hip-hop fucking descriptions and everything. If you're on a sports show, I want to hear the fucking scores. I want to see the highlights, that kind of shit. I don't. I'll watch some college football. It don't look like they're going to have a season this year. I don't know, but I ain't watching pro football. I would rather watch Canadian football. They don't seem to be morons up there near as much. Football. I like football. I'm just not watching this social justice bullshit. Never liked basketball. Don't bother me. I used to watch the Marlins play baseball all the time. I haven't watched them really in years. So it's like, it was the NFL. That's gone. Been gone for a few years. I think I've watched one game in 3 years, and that was because I had no choice because I was at my daughter's house for Thanksgiving, and that's what she had on. And when I go to her house, I don't tell her what to do. So that's that.
Yeah, I don't know. Canadian football, they got a few different rules. I think they only get like 3 downs or something.
I don't know.
Some bullshit like this.
Their
the field's a little different size.
Yeah, I think it's bigger. I think it's either bigger or smaller than the NFL field. I don't know, but and they got some pretty good players up there. It's not considered as good as the NFL, but I got to tell you, a lot of the NFL sends a lot of scouts to Canada to look at players, so it can't be that bad. Barry Burns says, I love Trump. Most of my friends and family hate him, but I don't give a shit. You do you, I'll do me. I don't give a shit what you think, like me or don't. I'll be content regardless. My buddy says she could bite an apple through a chain link fence. Who's that, Jamel Hill? That's great. I would like to throw punch Chris Wallace on Fox. That condescending asshole will not let Republican conservative guests talk. Yeah, Chris Wallace has really, in my estimation, gone down the shithole. I don't know what the fuck happened to him, but all of a sudden, he's as liberal as it gets. And behind the scenes, that's what they're telling him.
He's like goddamn double agent. I'm sure he's making fucking money off of it.
Yeah.
And it's like Juan like the punch drunk that some bitch too. I mean, they're just antagonists. That's all they are. I guess that's why Fox has them on.
But
no, but Chris Wallace is he's way liberal. Like Williams, he's doing it just to be a dick. But Chris Wallace believes all this shit he says.
That too. Yeah, and Chris will constantly say, well, I don't mean to erupt you, but I'm going to do so.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Well, he's this whole combative bullshit they're trying to make people think they're being tough on the interviewee. When in reality, they're only tough on conservatives. They're not tough on liberals. Larry says, I'm a huge sports fan.
Correct. They let the liberals talk.
Yeah.
The conservative, they get like 5 words in. Oh, well, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm like, okay, here we go, Chris.
Yeah.
Same shit.
And just once you want to hear these people just look at the guy and say, why don't you shut up and let me interrupt you? What is allowed. And you know, we have one entity in this country is supposed to hold politicians and big business and all this, you know, to hold them to the law and hold them to be doing the right thing. And they're not. They're not. You know, we have Judge
Well,
Napolitano.
going back to sports, Jerry, I want to say one thing about it. That, you know, when we were kids, Major League Baseball, football, hockey, the players were like larger than life for good reasons.
Yeah.
Now they're tainted. I can't believe a kid growing up watching this shit. They're gonna believe they're larger than life for the wrong fucking reason.
Well, in my opinion, only. But in my opinion, you're starting the NFL with these diva wide receivers, where, like, you know, some of these guys, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, where they could say whatever the fuck they wanted to say. You know, I'll play when I feel like playing, or in the NBA practice. You're talking,
Chinko or something.
yeah. Uh, 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 um, what the fuck was his name? Chad Johnson. Yeah. And they pull this ridiculous crap, and kids love that. I mean, I grew up adoring Joe Namath. Joe Namath wore a fur coat on the sideline. But every time he played that game, he played as hard as he could, even when he was physically really not able to anymore. You got these guys going out there. They just kicked some guy off of the Ravens who's like a veteran safety, black guy, starting fights, not showing up to meetings on time, you know, team rule type shit, because he's above all that. That's what happened. But they keep getting chance after chance after chance. Some kid comes out of college, he's nothing but problems in college. Some NFL, he's got some talent. NFL team takes him. They give him chance after chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. Listen, you have domestic violence charges and you're found guilty in college, your NFL career should end there. I mean, you know, you shouldn't be applauded as one of the greatest linebackers ever playing in the NFL if you were on cocaine from the Giants. Okay. You certainly shouldn't be in the Hall of fucking Fame. Terrell Owens shouldn't be in the Hall of fucking Fame. He did nothing but cause problems at every single team he was with. He caused problems, Terrell Owens. Yet went around telling everybody what a great teammate he was. He wasn't. He was a shithead. Randy Moss, same thing. Ray Lewis was a great player for the Ravens. Yeah, he was also involved in a double homicide and then lied to the fucking police. He should have went to fucking jail before the Super Bowl, but they let him go because he's Ray Lewis.
Oh,
yeah. We'd be in fucking prison if that was you or me. These guys, most of them, don't deserve the accolades they had. You want to know the guy at the bottom of the roster who nobody knows, plays special fucking teams, and gives up his body for the sport he loves and the team he's playing for, and he's playing for the least amount of money of anybody on the fucking team. That's your hero. If you suck in the NFL and you're not very good, you're getting cut for doing stupid shit. But if you're a star player, well, we're willing to work with him. I'm not saying every time an NFL player or a professional sports player or any player in any league is always guilty. I'm not saying that because there are a lot of people out there that are out. When you have your wife chasing you around a car with a 45 wanting to shoot your ass or a knife or something, I got to tell you, there's problems behind the scenes that need to be. Always talking shit. You don't show up to meet time. You're constant fed about because they keep it quiet. Fuck you. It's a privilege to play in the NFL. I don't give a damn how much talent you have. You're getting paid too much for it not to be. So get your fucking ass out on that field and entertain me. I don't give a fuck about your political affiliations any more than I give a fuck about some hero actor or actress and their political affiliations. They are more than welcome to have whatever ones they want. They can work behind the scenes or on their off hours doing whatever the fuck they want to do. But while you're in that movie, I don't want to hear you bullshit. I don't want to hear you on the fucking field. I don't want to see you kneeling for the national fucking anthem. It's the wrong way to go about it, and you're too goddamn stupid to realize it. That's the fucking problem. Jerry Jones, owner of the Cowboys, in my opinion, a complete douchebag, but nevertheless, does not want his team, the America's team, Dallas Cowboys, kneeling at the fucking anthem. And everybody's terrified that what he's going to say when he meets with the team. A couple of years ago, he told the team anybody kneeling is not even going to play for the Dallas Cowboys again. If he said that today, and he's one of the most powerful people in the league, if he said that today, they'd make him sell the team. Sad. The real problem is they still pay these idiots protest not do their job. Yeah, half the NFL's canceled practice yesterday, except the Pittsburgh Steelers. Coach of the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, I know. I've had guns pointed at me. Well, what the fuck were you doing? You had guns pointed at you. I didn't hear that part. Two NFL players are in a lot of trouble now because they went to a fucking party and tried to rob it.
Oh, well, I was just slapping some hole around. No big.
Yeah. You hand these fucking idiot thugs.
Yeah, I just had to knock her out coming out the elevator. You know?
Yeah.
Everyday activity.
You got.
Yeah, knock her out in the elevator and drag her out by her hair.
Yeah.
Why not? You know, fuck.
Yeah.
And when you're on that field wearing that team uniform, you should leave your cop murdering socks at home. I agree. Leave your fucking T-shirts and all the rest of that bullshit at home. But if you're white and you work in sports in any way, shape, form, from the commentators on down, you better toe the line. You have a job. That's how it's working now. These fucking players are the ones in charge. It ain't the owners. It's kind of like prison. The inmates are the ones that were in charge, not the guards.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Regardless of what they tell you, it ain't the guards.
Inmates are running the asylum.
Yeah. Yep. And you know what?
All
Everywhere.
the while, they claim that there's inequality in income.
Yeah. Yeah. First of all,
The richest motherfuckers in the world are saying that there's income inequality.
yeah.
Slow down there, Speedy.
Yeah. But they're not talking about, other players on the team, the ones that barely make it playing special teams or something like that. Not talking about those guys. We're talking about the thug in the street. He's got no other choice but to go deal drugs. What? Got no choice but to join a gang. What? You got to be kidding me.
So he had the same choice everybody had.
Yeah. And the sad part, every single thing we have
And if
said.
you're not selling enough drugs to make enough money, that's your problem.
Yep. And everything we've said tonight is considered racist. Every single thing that's been said tonight is considered racist.
Oh, of course.
Okay?
Of course.
Bringing up the hypocrisy, bringing up actual facts, bringing up the most unintelligent thought process, unimaginable thought process is what some people say. It's all racist. When in reality, it's not. I have a platform and I'm going to use it. I have a platform too. I currently has 8 people on the platform with us. 8. I say something because I got it, and it doesn't matter if you're like us, conservative or whatever, and don't play these games. It doesn't matter if you have 8 like us or 2.5 or 3 million like Bongino. Same shit happens. Same shit happens.
I'm ashamed of me. Only 8? So fucking stupid over here.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Hey, it's a start. 8 added to the 10 Bandito plus 6.
Yeah.
Shit.
Jimmy Collins says they can label me a racist. I know I'm not, so do people who know me. I don't care if people know me or not think I'm a racist. I know I'm not. I think I have a thing against stupid people. I don't particularly care what color skin they have. I don't. But stupid people are stupid people.
Offender.
Yeah, and I got to tell you the truth. There's a lot of stupid people out there. And I'll tell you something further. And we keep pounding on this. Most of the people we see in the streets causing the most fucking bullshit are white people.
Yes. Yeah. Ignorant ass white.
Yep. So what is that? And they're useful idiots.
Which
What they are
being racist.
Yeah.
Without thinking they're doing something good.
Yep.
They're being racist
Yep.
by saying that you need my help. You can't do anything by yourself. I have to help you. Fucking get your saint fucking complex. It just blows my mind.
It is. And again, the reason we can't.
Black people can't do it for themselves, so we have to help them.
Yeah.
How racist is that shit?
Yep. Hell, far be it for me to ever defend Malcolm X, but he said it. White liberals are the worst enemy we got. It's true.
Right. Correct.
That's true. White liberals are the worst fucking people on the planet. They're Karens. The white liberal women are the worst. They're nasty. They're mean. They're hateful. And I'm sorry, I've seen too many of them on video spewing their fucking bullshit. Some videos you can actually trust when you see a reporter ask a question and the person answer it with the venom in their voice and the venom in their mind and heart. Missed half the show. How'd you fare through the storm, Nick? From Larry Burns. He's alive. And Oz is okay. I guess you don't want to answer you, Larry. Nick's like that sometimes. I don't know. Jimmy Collins says they have white guilt. Why? Why? Because they were taught that habit in school. They were taught that white people are horrible. They were taught that America was horrible. They were taught a bunch of fucking lies that black people built this country, not white people. Quite frankly, I think we did it together, and we did it with slavery. And that, although that was wrong, these people would not have the rights to. It's very easy to be an anarchist in America, apparently. Okay, because you get to go out in the streets, even when you get arrested, half the times nothing happens to you. You get to, destroy, burn, loot, pillage, all that bullshit. Some cases, murder. Okay, you get to do all that shit. You don't like the government, you get to call Trump every name in the book. You get to scream at cops in their face. You get to throw shit at them. It's easy being that in America. This with China, your ass would be staring down the barrel of a tank. This is Venezuela. They'd be sending people in the night to your house to disappear your ass. Very easy to be an asshole in America.
Yeah. No questions asked, no jurisprudence. You got no rights, you're gone. Blank, erased. That's it.
And the funny thing is these people don't want to give cops any rights or any jurisprudence. They don't want to give the kid in Wisconsin any. They just want him in prison. Take him away. We don't want to see him anymore. We feel better that way. One less racist. Even though I'm pretty sure the 3 people he shot were white. I can't say that for sure, but I'm pretty sure. Not exactly sure how that's racist, but whatever. It's racist? A white teenage girl, a college girl, screaming in a black cop's face, calling him every name in the book. That's fucking racist. Not to mention rude and wrong. Something that should have been smacked out of her mouth by her mother when she was younger. That clown Master J was live earlier calling on a war against the enemy, which is white people. Who the fuck is Master J? Never heard of him, Tina. Has anyone here heard of Master J? That sounds like Queen Niblets. Queen Niblets still around?
I don't think so. Master J. All right, Master J. Well,
is he on Facebook?
Are you going to be on front lines, or are you just going to exhort people to do this shit?
Yeah, that's actually an excellent point. You don't see Farrakhan. You don't see, what's his name? The racist fucking preachers and all these other motherfuckers out there on the front lines doing the fighting. You always see the morons that say, yeah. Is this guy a musician by chance? It can't be.
You better use that term loosely. We're talking about rap and music.
Well, it can't be. Apparently, Jam Master Jay has a murder indictment against him, so apparently that's. I don't see how he'd be doing that from jail, but he was of Run DMC, which is an old rap band, I guess. I don't know. Never truly got into rap. So let's see.
I don't know. I never. I mean, rap is like just. It's all the same. It's just yelling. I don't. It's not music.
No. I mean, when you look at Kanye West when he tried to sing Queen, he can't sing. I'm waiting. Apparently my internet's slow, I guess. I'll share the video to NFAC. What is NFAC? Niggers? I said the word fuck. What is NFAC? I don't even. He's the one that cried like a baby when they arrested him. She's going to share the video to my page. How nice. Uh,
Should we move on to Latin here? Good.
we're almost done. Okay, I have no idea who he is. I probably don't care. Yeah, the enemy's white people, absolutely. Community. It's not the fact that 6-year-old kids are walking through neighborhoods full of drug needles and gangs and dealers and fucking drunks and everything else. It's not the fact that you have mothers out there asking how are their kids supposed to buy shoes if they can't rob people. It's none of that. It's none of that. It's none of this. Snitches get stitches. It's none of this. It's not that. There's no way. It's white people. Yeah. We all have to say the word cracker to Jerry's. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw this. I saw this one black guy said, "Black people, get over yourselves. White people don't really think about you that much, and they're not plotting to hold you down or do anything. They don't give a fuck about you. They just give a fuck about living their fucking lives."
He announced today that they're the new Black Panthers. Did you share it to my page? I'll look at my page. I don't know. What do we got here? Not yet. Okay. So that's fine. I don't know who this. I'm assuming he's a black guy. I really don't know. I don't know. I'm going to do all this and not want to watch this. I got two guys named Master J here. One it has no profile picture. The other one is a black guy. He looks. Let's see.
Who's that, Master J?
Yeah.
You know, he got to have some kind of funky spelling, like MASTUHH or MAZETA or something. You know what I mean?
Well, he's only got 389 friends, so this probably ain't it either. And he's got nothing on his page. So my guess is that ain't him. Oh, she's going to send it to us. Maybe I'll put it on the screen.
Well, actually, Master J could be considered kind of racist, really.
Yeah, possibly, but not if you're black. A few years ago, our company hired a new black technician. He called me one night and asked me if one of the other techs was racist. So I told him, well, I don't ever see him at any kind of the Klan rallies, and I don't miss any of those. Grandmaster J. Oh, that makes such a difference. It's shared to my page now. Okay. Let's see. It hasn't showed up yet.
You know, there's going to be converted now. He's going to be wearing a do-rag in prison.
I wear do-rags all the time. My profile picture has me, or my main photo on my page has me wearing a do-rag. It's American flag. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it later. I don't know. We'll see. Has it? Oh, wait, maybe now. Hold on. No, that's Tiffany, so we can get rid of that because she's on her way to her husband, who apparently isn't doing well. So keep good thoughts about that, by the way. All right, I don't know. I'll look at it after a while. Start a war with the whiteys. Yep, that's who's keeping you down, bud. That's who's keeping you down. Absolutely. White people. There's laws in this country saying you can't better yourself because you're black. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, and it's very sad to go through your life is thinking you're a victim of everything. It's no wonder you never get anywhere. But don't listen to me, whatever you do. Don't listen to anybody with half a brain. And all them people that got out of the ghetto and started out with hard lives and made something of themselves, um, well, what do you say to them? Call them names. People like Lena Pullman, who is just a mother, had her daughter, a pregnant daughter, go on to someplace and some black guy spit on her. She's the people who know her, and she gets more.
Really? You got an update on her? I haven't seen her in a long time. Anything from her?
Yeah, she, but Lena Pullman, she's one of us. And the abuse she has to take from other black people is horrible.
But she doesn't give a fuck.
No. And neither the guys like at the DNC, at the RNC, and these people don't care what you think of them because they made something of themselves. And like you take, we always go back to Ben Carson, but he used affirmative action. He used everything the government would give him to help him get the hell out of a bad neighborhood, a bad life, bad this, bad that. Had good parents, both of them. All right. And he busted his ass to become the best in the world of what he was. But that makes him a house Negro, they say. They call him that. And the funny part is back in the Civil War, the house Negro was just as much a slave as the field Negro was.
It's like all the black speakers at the RNC last night. That uh, Jake Kaplan, pretty much should have just called them the N word.
Yep.
Because they were labeled everything that they are not.
Yep. When you're,
I can't tell you how many times I've heard crackling, honky, everything you can imagine by black people while just in town, in a store.
Yeah.
If I called them what they call each other, imagine what would happen.
Yep.
And I really don't understand what their big problem with being. They're racist against themselves.
Yes.
There's all the lighter their complexion is, they think you're trying to act better than if your complexion is darker. Look at your own backyard. Fuck.
Nope. And therein lies the problem with every single race.
Right now, my director is a black man. One of the highest paid people in my company. He worked his ass off to get where he's at. And we also have other black directors. Even a woman who runs all of our hotels. And she worked her ass off to get where she's at. I work with black people. Now, one of them I have a problem because she's trying to game the system, and she makes very good money. She makes the most money in our department aside from the managers and the director. And her kid, apparently, and all she does all day long is tend to her home business, which she has rental houses and all kind of shit.
Yeah.
But she's using company resources to do her home business all day long. Ridiculous. And she gets away with it.
Right.
And I hear her talk to her kid, and she has no qualm about being as loud as she needs to be in the room on the phone with her dumbass kid can't think for themselves and everybody else she knows, and call them the N word all day long in front of God and everybody.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yep.
And I've been working with her for 20 years.
Yep. And you'll probably work for her as long as you work there or work with her or whatever. You know.
Now, personally, when she says the N word to me, I can say it back and she don't care.
Right.
So I'm just,
Why would she say the N word to you?
well, she has an ex-husband, and that called me and asked me for money. And I'm like, he's still calling. So I'm like, just drop me that. But she don't care. We're kind
Well,
of
you could go to HR and say, I don't appreciate her using that word around here.
well, that too.
If you want to put her fucking tits in a ringer.
Yeah. She does that all the time on her personal. Does this talk on her personal? Her cell phone is nonstop ringing all day long with her dumbass kid. Can't breathe without her telling you to wake up and do something. And she will say it all the time.
And it doesn't care if everybody hears her.
No, not at all. We can have meetings going on with all of the directors of our casino in our room. And she's loud as fuck, acting dumb. Nobody tells her anything.
It's because people are afraid, man.
Exactly. Not to mention our director is black. She actually brings his clothes to the cleaner. That's fucked up.
Larry Burns says, my sister-in-law is black, one of the smartest people I ever met. She says it like it is and respected by all, regardless of who she encounters. Yeah. Oh, I think I found the video. I think I'll watch it tomorrow. I don't want to be mad tonight. Whatever happened to the idea of y'all doing a cooking show that you talked about months ago? We didn't do it, Jimmy. I don't know. I can't get Matt to fucking trying to get him to. We're trying to get rich here, and Matt ain't helping me.
Oh, come on, Lou. We we can make a little gumbo with it and everything, you know what I mean? I guarantee.
Man, what?
I thought it was a good idea, but you know, I can't do all this myself. This is all I can do. This takes up too much of my time as it is. Just reading the freaking news is enough to give me an ulcer. Hey, Virginia, you are late. We're about to go. But nice to see you. Jolene's going to go start a fire, hopefully not her house. Apparently it didn't rain today. Matt can make meatloaf.
Or a car lot or a church or anything.
Yeah, yeah. Matt can make meatloaf.
Or a whole city, man.
Yeah, Jolene's going to go off and start her own protest in the backyard with a witch's cauldron and sit there and hang out, drink a beer, I guess.
I make a bitchin' spam fried rice, I gotta tell you.
Enjoy by
Yeah,
yourself.
spam fried rice. I'm sorry to tell you, I like spam. I do.
Actually, my ex-mother-in-law, that was Okinawan, made that, and it was like fucking. I was like, this is fucking awesome. So I was like, how do you do this? So she showed me.
She's going to burn down some Confederate log statues. Yeah. Jolene marches to her own drum. That's good. That's why we like Jolene. Everybody here marches to their own drum. It's good.
So I've heard fried spam is supposed to be good. But open that can and it looks like jelly.
Well, yeah, that part you got to get
Oh
rid
yeah.
of. Yeah.
You know what I love is canned corned beef. I love that shit. I'll cut off some slices of that, put a little mustard on it on a sandwich. Oh fuck, man.
My dad used to make spam
I
sandwiches
never had.
on English muffins with mustard and that, and we ate the shit out of them.
Now I had fried bologna.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
good.
yeah, that's a no-brainer. Fried
Yeah.
bologna.
Yeah.
But that spam shit reminds me of hog head cheese.
Head cheese. No, I can't do that.
Yeah.
No.
No, I ain't doing no damn head cheese. Sorry. Spam is catfish bait.
And that fucking pimento loaf they always had, Polish people always ate. I couldn't do that shit either.
I can't stand like people like that shit in olives. I don't even like olives. My wife eats olives stuffed with garlic. I guess that keeps vampires away or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad eats that olive loaf, and my dad will eat anything that don't eat him first.
Right.
Yeah, I used to eat Braunschweiger all the time when I was a kid. And I bought some about 20 years ago, just for the fuck of it. And I could not fucking eat it again.
You talking about liverwurst?
What is that?
Liverwurst?
Yeah, Braunschweiger, same thing.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I love Braunschweiger. I'll eat the shit out of that.
Yeah. Oh, hell no. No liver.
It's like a liver bologna, only it's like a spam. It's like a liver spam or something.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's double trouble.
Yeah. Fried bologna is the best. Here it's called Newfie steak. Poor man's meal. Oh, it's a poor man's meal here too, but it just happens to be good. And if you're rich enough to have eggs, you put some eggs on that. They're pretty good too. I gotta tell you, it kind of makes me want to have one.
Yeah, you're rich enough to have eggs.
Yeah. I used to eat fried bologna
No
and
shit.
egg sandwiches all the time, man. I don't have any bologna though. Sucks.
Yeah, yeah, fried bologna, and I didn't even put anything, no mustard, nothing, just the grease. It was perfect.
Yep. All right, guys, we're out of time. I don't think we've solved the damn thing, but nevertheless, we were here.
Happy trails to you until we meet again.
Anyway, I hope. I want to thank
I
everybody.
can't remember the Lawrence Welk fucking parting song. But dum 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 dum. Something like good night. Do 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 do.
Not sure why you want to remember that, but let's see.
All right.
So,
Dead solid.
hope everybody enjoyed it, and we'll see. We'll be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern. God knows. Let's try not to talk about this shit tomorrow night. It's too much. Roll Out the Barrel was Lawrence Welk
Yeah.
closer.
I didn't get to do any trivia or fucking paranormal or fucking Ouija, nothing.
Yeah, we need to
Fuck, man.
we need to put a hold
Oh, we're
on the
supposed to have that.
politics.
Asteroid.
Oh, good. Well, maybe we'll all be dead tomorrow. Who knows?
Asteroid.
Yeah. Let's try not to talk politics tomorrow night. I can't take it anymore. All right. Matt, got any last words? There you go.
Yeah, I really don't want to see what happens tomorrow. That's a sad state, really.
It is. Tomorrow's supposed to be about hope, and it's sorely lacking. Right now, as we speak, it's dark. And there are people burning something right now, beating up somebody, all over politics and lies. So, and I don't think tomorrow everybody's going to wake up and realize that we shouldn't be doing this. You guys have a great night. Nick, you got any last words?
Everybody be safe and sanitary. Glad to be still alive and dry. Everybody's still good here.
Good. Yeah, we're real happy Nick lived. I don't know. Anyway, tomorrow night, let's try to have a laugh. How about we do that?
Who?
And everybody, enjoy the rest of your evening. Jolene, enjoy your fire. Possibly be armed in case somebody thinks you're starting a riot. And everybody, be careful. Y'all have a great night. Thanks. And we'll see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Take care.